things. Let's talk about this elimination bracket. Let's talk about the shark pit, as we like to call it. Stressful day for a lot of the players involved here.
Probably the toughest day number 2 we've had to date, because there are a lot of really solid teams down in the lower bracket today, and it is absolutely a shark tank. It's not going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams there that are just teams that really, like, we look at and they say they probably should make the final day. Unfortunately, not all of them are making the final day. They've got to try and eliminate each other. Get past one, you got to try and take down one more, but even at that point, you then get to that final day, which is tomorrow, and you've got to take on one of those top 4 teams that still haven't lost one yet, so it is a tough road ahead.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on these teams today, but some things for you guys at home to keep an eye out for during the broadcast. Of course, one is our Dual Force Achievement Unlock, also known as our 7-11 moment. Now, this will be awarded to any player during today's broadcast who scores 7 goals and makes 11 saves during a series. So make sure you keep your eye out for that. You can see it down below, and I'm pretty sure, once again, I'm going to win it. So, I mean, at the moment, I'm walking away with this, let's be honest.
Every week, every broadcast, on set, you always deliver.
I do deliver. And one thing we need to make you aware of as well is thanks to our fantastic partners over at Soylent, we're fighting against world hunger. For every single goal that is scored during the Universal Open Season 2, they'll be donating 10 meals to the World Food Programme USA. Now, you can get involved, and we hope that you will get involved, by heading over to wfpusa.org/Universal Open. Of course, you can get involved, which is a fantastic cause. Thanks again to our partners over at Soylent for that. So now, let's get into the action, gentlemen. Let's talk about this game number 1, because these two teams here, Genesis and Lethality, we were looking at this game yesterday when we saw it in the bracket. We were kind of excited about this one.
Yeah, we weren't too sure what we were going to see out of Lethality in day number 1. It was J-Bot and I've got it written down. I could have just looked at my screen. Lion Blaze, they did pretty decent yesterday. We weren't sure how they were going to do because we didn't know too much about them, and they got to show everybody how air dribbles work, to say the least.
That's very true.
And Genesis, of course, they had to play G2 yesterday. Pretty tough go. They didn't look too bad. They kept things fairly close with the exception of that game number 2, so tough first loss, but I think they're probably going to do okay today.
And how are you feeling about this one, Shogun? What are your initial reactions once you saw this game?
So for Genesis, this is a complete shake-up to what they're used to. G2 were very controlled, very calm yesterday. J-Bot and Lion Blaze are anything but control and calm. Maybe control over the ball is about as much control as they usually have over what is happening in the game. So it's going to be very interesting for them. They're going to have a very much a more mechanical-based team to try and play against. But on the other side, we do talk about the fact that J-Bot was getting all of those air dribbles going off. He was getting a lot of space for them. Not going to get it this time around. There was very aggressive with the challenges yesterday, and I don't think Pluto is going to allow that to happen this time around. I think he's going to get right in their faces.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. I certainly just think Genesis as a team, Liquid and Pluto, will just be that much faster. CP, let's go all the way through it. CP Slow Mona yesterday. They
still causing us problems today.
They just couldn't quite really threaten those air dribbles. They gave them a lot of space, and I think you're absolutely right. Liquid and Pluto are going to be right on top of that. You're really going to have to see a big switch up from Lion Blaze and J-Bot, I think, if they want to be successful today.
Okay, well, talking of some of the action we saw yesterday, we actually have some of the replays from yesterday's competition to show you. So we're going to show you these. Obviously, some great plays being made yesterday by a lot of players. We had, I mean, the assist of the day we couldn't pick out yesterday, could we?
We got it from the right game.
That shows pretty
we got
much,
it from the right game, but it actually was a pretty good one.
How difficult it was. But, I mean, goal of the day. I mean,
that was a pretty easy one.
That was Jacob.
Jacob nailed that
all the way.
What a goal. And hopefully we'll bring these replays in right now so we can show you some of the action that went down yesterday. And here they come. Hey, we've just been sticks.
We'll not let you go. We'll not let you go.
We've been sticks up.
Boys,
what's going on here?
No.
Mamma mia, mamma mia.
So
Mamma mia, let me go.
Beautiful.
If you're wondering what this is right now.
For me! For me!
Alright, come on.
Oh
production.
my gosh, the
It's
setup.
war, production. It's very much war.
Setup.
That's rehearsals. That's never meant to be seen.
That's private.
This is war. This is war. Okay. Production,
That's leaked.
I'm not throwing to anything anymore. I'm on strike. You on strike, guys? We're on strike. Yeah? Cool.
I like that.
All right.
I like that.
But because we're professional, unlike some people in the back, we're going to continue with the show. But if you like that, that is going to be available on vinyl. Coming out in all good record shops near you. Make sure you head over to what we're going to call ourselves, achieveshowset.org/
I've heard worse.
Queen cover. I don't know. I'm sorry about that, everybody. If you
So
had
what's even
any
worse?
headphone users, apologies. Anyone who had any kind of sound. Seriously, I'm very, very deeply sorry.
We had so much fun, though.
What's
very
even
true.
worse is that people weren't, like, we didn't know it was coming. People at home aren't going to know it's coming. They are going to have thought that we just started singing as that
was the
came up.
broadcast yesterday. Yeah. I mean, I was told in my ears we got a replay package from yesterday,
Yep.
so shout out to
Yep.
production. You got us, but I will have my revenge. The teams are ready, though, gentlemen. Game number 1 is about to get underway. Let's get some quick predictions before we get into this one.
I think I take Genesis. I think Pluto and Liquid, I think
I
they
can't
do
believe
just
this,
fine
so,
today.
This is my game face.
Okay,
Yes.
that's your
Right
game
now.
face. Well,
That's
let's
my
get
game.
into
This is
game
fun
number
mode.
1. Let's talk about this game number 1. Let's get into the action. It's Genesis versus Lethality. And once again, of course, it's going to be Shogun and Achieves.
Right, we're trying to shake off what is, quite frankly, a traumatic experience for us all. Let's get ourselves into game number 1. Genesis starting us off on the defensive side is Lion Blaze with an early
nice
shot.
shot.
Pluto can't quite get there, as the revolving door can't quite shut down in time.
They're real close to getting this one. A little bit of a scramble, though. I think Pluto just wasn't really too aware of where Liquid was, and I think it was the same case for Liquid as well. On that first challenge, they both were so focused on the ball, and if they don't double commit there, they probably keep that one out.
It only took 20 seconds. Lethality. It's going to be a lot more traditional with the way they play this time around. That being said, it does not mean that they don't have the ability to bust out some of those incredible mechanics. And there's only one player out here that I feel like might even enable it at times is the fact that Pluto was very, very tentative with some of his positioning yesterday. He was quite far back. We need to try and hold that midfield a little bit more this time around.
Yeah, I also think that J-Bot and Lion Blaze are going to be a little bit slower than G2, though, so I don't think that'll be the worst
I think G2 were
case.
playing that fast. It was just control
Oh, yeah,
the
but
entire time.
Oh, nice shot. The positioning from G2 yesterday was real solid.
J-Ball. Tries to get to the back ball. It's pretty wasteful, but Pluto, everyone just seems to be
Yeah.
pretty much refusing to take control of the ball. Be Liquid, misses. So the next step up to not taking control of the ball is just simply not hitting it. Nice challenge there from Lion, but he's going to try and chase down Liquid, who has got it past. Lethality, they are just happy to play the ball around right now and see whether or not they can open up Genesis. Now Lion Blaze on the hood. 10 goals to his name yesterday. That's
Oh,
going
nice
to be
one.
the 11th overall for him. What a flick that was.
This was beautiful. Pluto backed off in the midfield because he didn't have any boost. He had to go all the way to the corner, and he just gave that dribble up to Lion Blaze, and Lion said, if you're going to give it to me, you're going to have to make a tough stop. And it was a great little rotation. Get that ball high in the net. Perfect execution. Well done.
J-Bot was getting a lot of credit yesterday for definitely the more fancy of the goals, but Lion Blaze, he got the majority of them.
Yes, he did.
Now Liquid just forcing out the defender. Pluto not around. J-Bot's going to be able to control this one as Liquid's just behind him. So 2 goals to the better now. Genesis struggling.
Not a good day one. Couple of poor clears, though, and it's really on Genesis to take advantage of them. Lion and J-Bot have given the ball up a few times.
Pluto back to the side again. He's going to be able to follow this one up, but once again, too loose. He's got to keep these close to himself because he's losing possession very often. Pluto down 1. Lion Blaze is on 0 boost. Now Pluto can keep this going, but I don't think he's got any boost of his own. Finally picks it up on the far side. Now looking to keep this going, but that's the corner. And the unfortunate thing about the corner is it's very obvious to everyone where you're trying to go. Now back out again. J-Bot taking his time, challenges Pluto. Third goal could very well end this game. Genesis have struggled to create too much. That will be the third goal. And Genesis need to do a lot if they want to have a chance here.
I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of Liquid's fault for running into the wall there and not getting the touch on the ball, but at the same time, I feel like that was all set up by Pluto kind of cutting in front a little bit earlier out of the midfield when Liquid had a perfectly capable challenge.
So 3 goals down. We were mentioning this yesterday that 2 goals is often doable. But
3 goals is doable in 2v2 as well. But
yes. But
again,
Genesis just haven't shown us that much of an offensive threat at this time. They've really struggled to bear their fangs, so to speak.
Yeah, really a surprising lack of vitality in game number 1 for sure.
Pass down. Lion Blaze pushing it straight back over to the corner.
Oh, here we go. Good chance.
Liquid with a tap on. J-Bot's going to be forced to react. Well, slightly off target, but J-Bot, he was not going to take any risks with that one. Twos is definitely a very swingy game mode, as we have seen in previous weeks. Once the team starts nailing 1 or 2 goals in the back, and that can really go to 3, 4, 5. We've seen even further than that before. And J-Bot, he's not going to get punished for this. A miss from Liquid.
Two things wrong there, unfortunately. Liquid, the first go around, he thought he wasn't going to have a play. He was expecting a clear, wasn't ready to take advantage. And the second one around, not sure if he tried to go for the fake or not, but either way, missed the ball.
Play out again. J-Bot. 0 boost for him. The tap up. Very Sizzle Your Cob-esque. Look to try and push their way forward that tiny bit more. Nice challenge from Pluto. He's got the ball forward. Now it's the 1v1, and they're backing down again.
Yeah, don't understand why they're backing off a lot of these balls. Now it's going to be another free one, probably.
It's going to be J-Bot trying to follow up. Pluto over to Liquid. They've got to make this one count. They have the 2v1 advantage, and they just haven't been able to transition it away. In fact, they are back onto defense once again. 30 seconds remaining here. Lethality looking to try and get their 4th, and for Genesis, this is not the performance that they would have wanted.
Yeah, 3 unassisted, not the best clear by Liquid. It's not bad. Tries to fix it, and to be fair, if Pluto hasn't just been demoed back in the corner, then that one's probably okay, because Pluto can make that stop, but unfortunate. Great demo, though, from Lethality. Make sure that one had a free chance.
4 goals to nothing. That will spell the end of game number 1. Lion Blaze just going to go and try and pad the stats a little bit. Infield pass. J-Bot's not going to be there for that one. Too central. J-Bot looking for the ceiling reset. He did get it.
Do they get one?
And maybe there's going to be 1 on the cards here for Genesis. This one has to go in.
Okay.
And it will.
Okay, yeah.
So at least there's 1 on the board for Genesis, but it did come from Lethality getting a little bit too fancy.
Yeah, they were kind of just, why not? We've got game 1 in the bag. Who cares? But yeah, not super blown away from Genesis, and you touched on it a little bit. They really just backed out of a couple challenges in the midfield. To be fair, a couple times it was warranted, but they weren't able to make the stops on the other side. And also, a little bit of outplay from Lion Blaze and J-Bot. They had to earn a couple of these goals, and they were able to convert those tough chances. And you know, it paid off well for them.
All right, then, there's the end of our game number 1 then, and it is Lethality, gentlemen, who take a 4-1 victory in that first game. 5 goals scored during that series. We should quickly remind you that thanks to our fantastic partners over at Soylent as well, that means 50 meals will be donated to the World Food Program USA. Once again, you can get involved. Head over to wfpusa.org/universal open to get involved with that. But I mean, I'm looking at Genesis there, and a very flat start from them.
Yeah, very much so. I was actually pretty impressed with what we saw to Liquid yesterday. Didn't seem like he was too phased about having to play against Cronovi and Rizzo. Fit in pretty well. Did okay. And today I'm surprised to see him really be nowhere near the same level of effectiveness here versus Lion Blaze and J-Bot. I don't know why or exactly what it is. I've only seen 5 minutes, but I was kind of expecting a little bit more.
Yeah, and you did mention that Lethality were forced to work for some of their opportunities, but at the same time, it's like half work, really.
Yeah.
They don't have to ever beat 1 player at most. There's a lack of challenges. Usually you want to have someone around who can challenge early, they force the move, and then the person behind can sort of sweep it up. But because they just seem so afraid of the midfield right now, they get 1 chance to stop these, and if that doesn't work, it's in.
Okay, well, I mean, we're talking about Genesis not performing. Let's talk about Lethality and what they did so well in that game, because it's easy to pick on one side and say what they're not doing well, but you have to give credit to the team who are taking advantage of that.
Yeah, Lethality, I don't know why that name is so hard to say.
Yeah, that's much easier than what yesterday.
But yeah, they actually did a great job. They took a lot of the space away. They didn't run out of boost. I was kind of expecting Pluto and Genesis to be able to control a little bit more of the boost. You say Pluto's tentative. Maybe I just haven't seen him in a while. I've always thought he's been positioned pretty well, but overall, I kind of expected Lethality to be boxed in a little bit more, and to see them have no issues with that at all is definitely to be commended.
Yeah, I think I would like to compliment them more, but a lot of the opportunities they're getting are just given to them, more or less. They're finishing it, but it feels like they've sort of skipped towards the end of the story. They haven't really had to build through it just yet. And, you know, you only have to deal with what you're getting given, and I hope as this series goes along that Genesis will be able to provide them more of a challenge so we can see more parts of it. But right now, they're just finishing pretty simple opportunities that are just getting handed over to them.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job of obviously taking those opportunities. It can't be understated. Just even giving those opportunities, you still have to take them, of course.
Exactly.
We have seen teams fall out of competition by not doing that. But, I mean, looking into this game number 2, are you expecting... Obviously, Genesis have got to change something up a little bit here because they seem very disjointed in that game number 1. It didn't seem like the team that we saw yesterday for whatever reason.
Yeah, if you're Genesis, I mean, throw caution to the winds, I think, a little bit. Really force them to make some great plays in the center field. Yes, you'll have to take a couple of risks, but I think, you know, in game number 2 and you're down 1, you might as well go for it because I think Pluto and Liquid are definitely capable of really pressuring Lion Blaze and J-Bot, and I would like to see them take that approach.
And you can't afford to sit back and wait for things to happen in this because it's the elimination bracket, of course. You know, every single game today, if a team loses, they're out of the tournament. They're done. They're dusted. This is their final chance today to get through to that regional final. So they've got to change it. They've got to change things up because otherwise, if they find themselves 2-0 down in this series after the next game, I mean, the pressure's already there with the elimination bracket looming over these people. But, I mean, if they don't win this game, they're facing 3 potential match points and 3 chances of elimination.
Yeah, it's not going to get any easy either. Like, if you get past this stage, you're going to just take on a stronger team in the next round. So for them, it has to be now. Okay, you've got to start getting this sorted out now. You've got to start being much more aggressive. And I would like to see them start to transition out because there's a lot of times I'm seeing you can get a 2v1 opportunity on the side of Genesis and they just sort of leave it. They struggle to play away.
Here we go then. Game number 2, gentlemen, is underway, as you can see. Hopefully Genesis can turn this around, but no, Lethality get on the board first.
Not a good start for Genesis for sure. Liquid had to keep that initial kickoff off, and Pluto just... to be fair, there's nowhere for him to really go. He went over to that side to grab the boost, and he's just coming back at a bad angle, and just unfortunate, really.
It's sort of a double-edged sword what we're seeing here, because Lethality, they are nowhere near as fancy as we saw them yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of what they're doing is just pretty basic shots towards the backboard or just on net. Most of the opportunities for Lethality are just coming from the fact that Genesis are struggling to clear. They can't find a safe zone. J-Bot over the top. Good challenge there from Liquid, but Pluto can't follow up, and Lion Blaze, he knows he's got all the time in the world. And that might actually squeeze in. Maybe, just maybe, that one being close might add a little bit of confidence as J-Bot tried to play that one to the side of the challenge.
But I do at least like seeing Pluto and Liquid take a bit more aggressive approach on the challenges. They haven't quite gone as well as they would have hoped so far, but they've only allowed 1, and that one will find its way into the back. Lion Blaze caught a little bit too far forward.
Yeah, J-Bot couldn't quite win the challenge, and for Pluto, he was just the much quicker player in that race. I don't think even if Lion Blaze did go for it, he was going to get there in time.
Yeah, he was whipped.
But for Genesis, that's exactly what they need. An opportunity where they were the faster team, something that they didn't really manage at all during the previous series. And now Liquid stole the back boost as well. This could be another opportunity for Genesis. I got a little bit too overconfident with that full boost. Something the momentum is out, and what a touch that is from Lion Blaze, right underneath the defender.
That's a great shot from Lion Blaze, but I actually watched Pluto all the way back. He had one heck of a ways to go to try and recover for that one with no boost. And to be fair, he almost made it. That's just a perfectly placed ball from Lion Blaze right there.
Predicting the pre-jump and got there just underneath. So Lethality re-establishing their lead. J-Bot taps it up. Struggle to make too much of this. He's unchallenged for quite a while, and Pluto's got the ball over the top of him. J-Bot looking to try and get it straight back out to Lion Blaze, but too much angle for the shot.
All right, 2-on-1. Here we go.
Liquid gonna go the entire way by himself. Pre-jump from J-Bot. Those can be so difficult to get enough power to push it to the side, but he has done it. It's a much better game so far.
Might be free the other way. Tried to steal boost, but that first touch, just a little bit off center.
And once again, Genesis, this is the 3rd time I've seen them this series where they've had the 2v1 and they only use 1 player. Lion Blaze, he's going to go straight out hunting. That's how you utilize 2. And Lethality have got a 2-goal lead.
And this is actually all set up by that first player beat by Lion Blaze right there. He hard cuts Pluto, looked out in front of him as he picked up that dribble. Said, all right, Pluto's coming from here. Pluto, you know, doing exactly what I wanted them to do. Get aggressive on those challenges, get up in their face on their own half, and that's just a straight out play from Lion Blaze to get that one going.
Back to the corner again. Pluto gets the ball around him. Liquid forcing the clear. Back up to the side. Pluto's going to try and follow up his own touch.
Block.
It's a great challenge, but Liquid's already in the middle trying to pick up some boost after his previous offensive exploits. Now Liquid, he's going to be forced to save. Early flick from him, forced out by the faked challenge from Lion Blaze. This is an opportunity. Liquid couldn't get it over the top, but now Genesis looking to squeeze down on the defense, but all the way back. Pluto, I mean, all the way on the goal line. He's waiting to see what will be attacking him. Lion Blaze takes the opportunity. Liquid's got to get here for this. Taking his time again. Genesis, they run the risk of being boost starved.
Pluto
That
already
crucial challenge from Liquid.
He's not going to make it. You said they ran the risk of being boost starved, and Pluto was trying to push upfield with, 5-6 boost right there. That's exactly the case again here. Is this one in front? And he got there. What a save.
Yeah, J-Bot tried to fake out, but there's the follow. Once again, save Pluto. Keeping it from being a 4-1 lead. And with this much time remaining, that is crucial.
This touch. Needed that one. Would have been a great pass.
Liquid, he's got one more to go. J-Bot is gonna be there for that. J-Bot has just done so well in every 1v1 situation he's been put in, offensively or defensively. And now he's got another one, and he's gonna take it all the way past. 4 goals to 1. Genesis, they showed some fight, but it's being quickly extinguished.
I said that Lion Blaze and J-Bot were gonna have to switch things up to beat Genesis, and they the best part is they've done exactly the same thing they did yesterday. Dribbles and making people miss, just on the ground instead of in the air. And, they absolutely have to be commended for that. They're making Pluto and Liquid look silly so often.
Liquid, one-on-one against Lion Blaze, who will be pushing to the corner. Boost steal from Liquid. There's 100 boost to start this play from J-Bot. Won't be able to use it too well. It's all about just killing the time off, and effectively, they have not done that. Lethality, they're not like G2. They won't settle down on a lead, and they maybe pushed a bit too hard here.
Well, not so much pushed a little bit too hard. It's just the pass was a little bit too far forward. It was okay, so yeah, I guess they did push a little bit too hard by not letting it go and just going back on defense. But yeah, a little bit over aggression, but I think with 2 goals up and a minute left, I think they'll be okay.
Those are awful last words in these sort of
I
situations.
think they'll be okay. What's the worst that could happen?
Lion Blaze gets it just over the top. The follow
So
is there
smart.
from J-Bot. 3-goal lead reestablished once again. With 40 seconds left, that could very well do it.
Oh, it's just that awareness from Lion Blaze. Not sure if he messed up the shot or not, but either way, he got Pluto to dive at that ball because he was so scared of him putting it into that upper left-hand corner. And Lion Blaze just again sets it up perfectly. They're so good at just making Genesis miss. It's amazing how much they control the defense with the dribbles they have.
There's the pass across, and Lethality. Why defend when you could just make your opponents feel really bad? Goal after goal after goal from them.
They make it look so easy. They got great awareness. I mean, I honestly thought they were kind of going to get crushed by Liquid and Pluto here, but if we were to pick a team to upset somebody on day 3, Lethality's looking like it for me.
Are they this week's Doombug and King Rani, are they?
Oh no.
Is this your Joker card?
No, they're going to make it through.
Ooh. All right, we'll be coming back to this later on at Chiefs, but we want to see the big predictions. Lion Blaze far side from him. Let's get bumped away, but for Lethality, this is just them toying with
It's amazing.
some very well-respected members of this community. J-Bot, okay, we haven't seen one of these just yet, and we're not going to see one just now.
I think they tried to pinch it. Oh, they almost got there. Good try, but to answer your question, Shogun, I think if they're going to beat anybody, they've got a pretty good chance. It's been the slow, incremental build-up for them. Yesterday they had to play CP Slowmona. Today they're playing Pluto and Liquid. Who do they play later on? Who knows?
Well, that was an impressive all-round performance from both of those young
Actually,
gentlemen.
I'm gonna look who they would
That
play.
was super impressive. I mean, we talked about yesterday how the best players in the world are those ones who mix it up, who keep you guessing on how they're gonna attack. We saw pretty much everything from them. We saw infield passes, we saw dribbles, we saw flicks. They've literally just brought the Arsenal out there and just put on a show for us.
But it's the funny thing, it's like, it's not necessarily a different way of attacking. It's been a dribble every single time. It's just the control that they're able to execute those dribbles. They never make a poor first touch. They always get a great setup for themselves. They always have the option to just send somebody forward, and they just straight up outplay their opposition. It's amazing.
And it's always the off-ball player I've actually been very impressed with. They seem to just know exactly what the play is. If it's an infield pass, they are already in position for it. If it is not, they are covering every other option. Apart from one time, Lethality are just not overstretching themselves. They are very aggressively controlling the field.
If they do overstretch themselves, it's because they know they can get away with it. They're just really smart players.
I'm impressed with what I've seen from them so far, and I know you touched on it there. You touched on it because you saw a fish and you went for the bait. Achieves.
Yes.
You think that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. That's
I think
what I like.
so.
Confidence, conviction. You think they're going to be the team to maybe cause an upset?
If there is going to be an upset this week, it's going to be this team.
No. If there's going to be an upset, is there going to be an upset, Achieves?
There's been an upset every week.
He's still not
He's
saying
not.
that.
All right, I'll
That's
commit
what I'll
upset.
leave it at.
Okay.
I'll commit.
Sit on that fence, buddy. You stay on there. It's comfortable. Anyway, do you know what? Are we gonna? I'm saying they're not. I don't know why. I'm saying they're not. I want them to prove me wrong, but I don't think they're going to be the upset team. I think this week we're not going to have an upset team.
See, it's difficult because the way I sort of foresee it is that they make it to that final day,
Yeah.
and I believe that they would have a rematch against Smiley. That's the way I see this one going, and that one was a 5-game series last
That's
time.
true.
So
Yeah, that could go either way.
That could go either way, just for the sake of actually making a decision.
Ooh,
I would say
scathing.
they'd make
Smiley
it.
have actually been eliminated, so that won't be the matchup.
Yeah, Smiley have been.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Wah, wah.
Well, at least I went for it.
Trying,
I went for it.
Shaggy.
You know what?
Thanks
I'm still
for
good for
trying.
all this.
That's why we have you here, because you're a tryer, not a
Scratch
doer.
off lottery and whiff.
Okay, let's talk about this game number 3. Obviously, Genesis facing elimination here. We could talk about what they've got to do differently, but they've got to wake up, because it feels like they just haven't been in these last 2 games.
I don't know. If you're asking what you have to do differently, it's defend the dribble better, I guess. How do you defend the dribble better?
Yeah.
There's no
It's a
good
tough one.
answer to that. It's just like, look, they're either going to whip you or they're not. And it's just, do you make the challenge? Find out.
I think at this point, you've just got to be aggressive, have you not?
You have
you've
to.
Gotta,
They've
got
tried.
To
They
take the challenge
tried that in game 2. That was the best part. It's
That's a
like
good
they
point.
didn't back off of any challenges. They went for them, and they got beat almost every time.
Do you think it's the case of these 2 players just outclassing them at the moment, Shogun?
Yeah, it really is. I think it's pretty much a 2-pronged problem of, A, they're not able to defend the dribbles, and even if they were, they'd likely get beat to the ball
'Cause they
loose
just pass
afterwards.
it.
So it's very hard for them to try and fix that right now. It's pretty much just got to be all ball control all the time for Genesis if they want to have a chance here.
Yeah, I guess you got to hold on to the ball. It's the only thing you got left to try.
Score 1 goal, put it in the corner, and just build a wall of cars.
Which car would you choose?
Mercs.
Smart man.
Mercs bring perks. There's not many of them. Liquid can't do much there. He's going to require Pluto to help him out. It's going to be J-Bot just able to control. And this has been something I don't like from Genesis. Just launching the ball over. You've got a team that you know are very comfortable with ball control. You don't need to give them that much time. Pluto.
Oh, it's
The
so
challenge,
aggressive.
Liquid can't get there. Double tap won't be around either, but you can already see J-Bot is returning back to his side of the field. Now Pluto, backboard for him. He's got the double tap. That might actually drop down in a very awkward position, but Liquid, he doesn't want a single thing to do with that. Already on the halfway line, Genesis looking to try and pick up this first goal, but it is very claustrophobic over in the middle of the field now.
Ooh, did he get that boost? J-Bot did.
Now midfield, Lion Blaze off the backboard. J-Bot, that is one
what a
heck of an
touch.
angle he's got to hit. And of course he's going to hit it.
Just perfect shot from J-Bot. Stole the boost in the corner, dished it out to the top of the box, and again, the off-ball player that you were talking about, so smart. Lion Blaze says, look, he's in the corner. If he wins that ball, he gets it right out to where I'm sitting. If he doesn't, that's fine. I'll just run away. They don't have any boost to do anything. They're so smart. I love it.
J-Bot holding himself off as Pluto looks for the infield pass. Once again, J-Bot just able to take control. And now a long clear. Lion Blaze can try and follow this one up. Lethality can take this one and move on. to the next round of the tournament. And Genesis would indeed be out unless they've got something left in their pocket to surprise Lethality.
Oh, I was watching J-Bot right there, and before he jumped at that ball, he took off ball cam to see if Liquid was right there. And that's something that might get you caught out versus a really top-level team, like, say, NRG or something like that, who's positioned so close.
That's a player that's been playing a lot of ones. That is a habit you pick up in ones.
Say, hang on, are they there? Before you do anything. And it's worked out brilliantly for him so far.
J-Bot being hounded over the side by Pluto. Instead, Lionblaze will be the first player to this one as Pluto looks to go up onto his own backboard for the clear. It's pretty loose. Pluto can't get a bump either as Lionblaze just teasing the opportunity that he can go forward for a challenge. J-Bot with the follow-up. And back corner will be picking up pretty soon. Genesis needs to make sure they get a hold of it, but that is a great challenge. Lionblaze backwards still does well enough with it as Pluto looks to try and add some more pressure to the orange side of the field. But it's gone away pretty quickly now. Now Lethality can start searching for their second goal.
Oh, Liquid waited. What was J-Bot trying to do there?
I'm not sure where he thought he was going to get the power.
Maybe he thought he had a flip. I believe that.
Everyone
thinks they have a flip, though. Where is my flip?
Liquid, this is his chance. Takes it right down the middle, and Lionblaze finds that one.
You know, Pluto and Liquid have kept this game much closer in terms of the scoreline, though. They've limited a lot of scoring opportunities, but they can't generate any, and this one's going to be free. Great challenge from Lionblaze at the top of the box. J-Bot lurking close by, says, oh, he won. I'll just turn around and score.
And it's just a level of comfortableness. You know what? Let's go for that word.
It's
But
just
for Genesis, they just don't seem happy to challenge over in that final third. That second player doesn't want to be really too high up there, but for Lethality, it's just second nature.
they're
going
like, sure,
for
why
it.
not?
Pluto beats that ball. Any more goals, and Genesis can kiss goodbye to their chances at this $100,000 prize pool. Really got to throw everything at this now.
I will
the
say,
drop down. That's going to drop straight down. Liquid, he's got to be going for this.
No
He's
boost.
coming so late though. And J-Bot, he will happily just control once again.
There we go.
45 seconds
Pass
on the
back.
clock. J-Bot
Pass
straight
back.
back down to Lionblaze.
I love it.
Lovely 1-2 play. And Lethality could very well have sealed the deal.
Unselfish. Liquid just bites on the first one. Lost track of where J-Bot was on the field. J-Bot saw Liquid jump and said, all right, this one's going in the back. All I have to do is hand it off. It's brilliant. Teamwork's there, pressure's there, mechanics are there. I really want to see these guys play some strong competition.
J-Bot. You know, I think the switch has just been flipped. He is now to J-Bot mode.
Let's go up the wall. Let's have fun. Why not? Everything else has worked out for him.
Liquid back down. J-Bot going to continue the challenge, but this was the question answered in this series. We came into it asking, okay, Lethality, we know
What
you
can
can
you do
style,
now?
but what have you actually got in your arsenal of tricks? And they've got plenty.
It's so amazing. You know, it's like, how have these guys not been on a team near
So here's
the
what I
rival
really
series
like
or something like that?
achieves.
What's up?
Some players out there just put LFT in their name and they go into ranked hoping
Uh-huh.
for a team.
Yeah.
Some players out there put LFT and post it on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
Lionblaze puts LFT in his name and goes onto the Universal Open and styles on everybody. Everyone out there, you see that name? This is advertising for your cause. Learn from it.
It's a brilliant way to do it, that's for sure.
The friend requests will be
Pouring in.
insurmountable.
All the Twitter DMs. Make sure your Twitter DMs are open, Lionblaze. That's all I'm saying.
That will be the game over. Genesis are out.
Yeah, Genesis. Why are we struggling with team names so much over the last few days? Must be something in the air. But yeah, Genesis are out, but Lethality, I mean, we need to give them all the plaudits in the world.
Absolutely.
I mean, Lion Blaze, he heard your call, and then he scored a beautiful goal to end things off. Marketing 101, people. Get involved next season in the Universal Open, because that's what it could do for your career potentially. Yeah. But what a fantastic performance. No worries, no shakes from them. Just closed out the series.
Yeah, it's like game number 1, Genesis maybe gave them a couple of opportunities, but games 2 and 3, it was literally just stop this if you can. And you know, Genesis, we're in a decent position to make a couple of them. Got a little bit stuck on their own half sometimes just because they didn't have a lot of boost. But J-Bot and Lion Blaze said whatever, any situation that Genesis threw at them, they had an answer. And that's what you absolutely need to have to be, you know, great contenders here in the UL.
And there's a lot to be said for very good saves out there, but for Lethality, they took defending one step further. They just didn't allow Genesis to do anything offensively. So we don't know if we don't really know how good their saves are. But they haven't had to. They're controlling everything else. So who needs to defend?
They had to make a couple, and they made them. That's the important thing. So
Absolutely.
we know they've potentially got that in the locker as well. And you almost feel like there's potentially more to come the further in the tournament they get. So excited to see how Lethality will get on. They will, of course, move on in the bracket. But there were 18 goals scored during that series. Very one-sided series. Only 3 of those going to Genesis. And thanks to our fantastic partners over at Soylent, that means 180 meals going to the World Food Programme USA for the final time. In this section, head over to wfpusa.org/Universal Open to get involved. Now let's have a look at the bracket and see how that affects things. Of course, Lethality will be moving on in the bracket now and moving on in that elimination side of the bracket as well. We can see them there at the bottom. They're going to be playing the Rejects.
They're going to play Applesauce or G2 in day 3.
They are going to be playing one of those 2 teams, but teams that we're going to have coming up next are Team Summoner RL versus Lights Out. I believe that will be our next game. We'll take a quick look at the fixtures actually, which we have coming up next. And there it is. We have a Team Summoner RL versus Lights Out. I think one of the teams had a bit of an issue today with connection or something like that, so it'll just be the 3 games unfortunately today, but there's still going to be 3 very exciting games. We'll be finishing off with the Rejects versus Lethality for a chance to go into the finals of our losers bracket. Now, of course, we always want to hear from you guys at home as well. Use that hashtag UOS2 and head over to Twitter as well. Follow us at Universal Open to keep up to date, because we're getting to the end of the qualifiers now. It's all about the live events coming soon and that grand final. So make sure you follow us over there and make sure you don't miss out on a thing. But that is going to do it for our game number 1. It's been a pleasure to bring it to you, but we're going to have another game coming up just after the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.